It truly is a miracle to me that House of the Dragon continues to be as good as it is, with all of these weird little wokesters that are involved with the series. With all of this being said, let's get into this entire thing, because it is hilarious to see when the show is actually on track. It is incredible. But then there are other times where they start to dive into woke nonsense, and that is where the show starts to become weak. Interesting how that works out. House of the Dragon writer Sarah Hess says Rhaenyra spared Queen Alicent from Dragonflame because they're both mothers in this terrible world created by men. It's so funny because even if you want to just look at it through the woke lens like they're obviously making this as some sort of comparison to the real world, the world that we are currently living in, where pretty much literally everything that I look around the room at, whether it's my computer, the lights, whatever, this chair that I'm in, whatever. Basically, it was all invented by men. Amazing. Amazing. The luxury that we get to enjoy in this world is pretty much like vastly overwhelmingly from the inventions and the innovations of man. As seen in the climax of the series' 9th episode, The Green Council, the season-long battle between Queen Alicent and Rhaenyra for control of the Iron Throne comes to a particularly brutal head when, after being freed from the former's captivity by Ser Erryk, the Princess of Dragonstone summons her Mount Melis and roars up from the depths of the Dragon Pit to confront her former confidant. However, upon coming dragon to face with Queen Alicent, Prince Aegon, and their allies, rather than putting a decisive end to the power struggle and instructing her mount to roast them alive, Rhaenyra spares them, instead choosing to simply turn and flee the city, which made pretty much everyone universally raise their eyebrows and go, wait, what? How does this make any sense whatsoever? But apparently it does make sense. The Hollywood Reporter's James Hibbard used the chance to inquire Sarah Hess, the writer of House of the Dragon, as to why Rhaenyra did what she did. I think Alicent believes that she is trying to keep peace and stop war, but she's just working within the patriarchy, added Kilner, prompting Hess to affirm. Alicent believes if we can just get the men to do the right thing, which is hilarious because some of the worst events where the most amount of death has happened in the Game of Thrones universe has been at the hands of women, like, Daenerys basically leveling the entire city of King's Landing, and then you have Rhaenys, who was basically bursting from the ground and killed just tons of civilians by doing that. So, all of that aside, yeah. Turning to the moment, during a recent post-episode premiere interview with the two, Hibbert asked, so from the beginning, we have been waiting for Rhaenys to do something badass, and you gave us this incredible moment. It's very cool, but it did make me wonder, does it make sense that she doesn't kill them? Pressed further by Hibbert as to why Rhaenyra didn't just pull the Dracarys trigger, which is, it's not Rhaenyra, it's Rhaenys, and save countless lives, possibly including her own, by preventing war, why just turn around and fly away? The writer explained, I think she just can't do it. I also feel like that moment, she looks Alicent in the eye, and Alicent walks in front of her child to shield him, said Hess. It's one mother to another. Rhaenys is angry, but in her previous scene with Alicent, she respected her, even if she doesn't agree with her, because they're women. So she's not going to kill another woman like that. Like, this is so cringe. The cringe is off the charts. This really reminds me a lot. Maybe I'm gonna get a lot of flack from this for the comments. It reminds me of the Martha scene from BVS, where it just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You can try to make it make sense as much as you can, but there is no explanation. This reminds me very much of that, where they continue to try to say, oh, it was just because it was one woman looking at another, one mother looking at another, and she was like, no, I'm not going to kill that mama. I'm like, what? And in the previous scene, she felt that Alicent really saw Rhaenys for the first time in a long time. In that moment, they're mothers in this terrible world created by men, and she can't do it, she concluded. It's a miracle that the show is able to still continue to be good somehow with all of this woke nonsense that continues to surround what these writers are saying when it comes to how they are interpreting some of the stuff that's going on in the show. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.